Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jack and Salsa, and welcome to another video. But before I forget, because I always forget, this is the footage from this 30 versus 60 frames per second is on the top right. Just look at the frames and whatever it is this is whatever video is playing, and yeah, let's roll in the intro in 3, 2, 1.
Check this out.
Alright, so before I start, I failed really bad, alright? And the next video is actually going to be a little bit interesting for me, even though I've left consoles for like 3 years now. It's going to be about like why you might want to buy a console over a PC. But anyway, right now let's talk about why I failed. Honestly, I lost my point after I reviewed the video, because when you're playing on 30 frames per second without a TV on a monitor where it's just gonna display whatever crap it gets, it's a lot different than when you're playing on a TV where like it autocorrects. I mean, most TVs, thanks to technology, have this like autocorrection movement thing where it fixes frames and adds extra frames within like the game, so you can play 30 frames per second, which would look like 60 frames per second. But on computer where you would actually use a monitor, it will feel a lot different. And I experienced some of that with my game capture card, the Elgato. And I also experienced that when I watched the video again. The Elgato, although it really did not fix it much. I mean, the Elgato still has like this little bit laggy that I felt. This little bit of lag that I felt while actually playing the game. It was really bad when I played it. I felt really bad. I guess going back from 60 to 30 is really crappy, but without motion blur and TVs. But on my Elgato, it looked actually a little bit better. And when I edited the video, it looked a lot better. Like, there was no comparison between them. It was like a totally different video. It wasn't like I made it. It was like someone else just took the same exact game, did the same exact movements, and except on 60 frames per second. Although it does say 30 frames per second on the top, it's just a different experience. But I can't really make that point anymore because you guys can't see it really. And now this is the problem that I have right now, and that is how can I show you 30 frames per second without auto enhancing and stuff from all the different editors? Well, sadly I don't think I can, because the difference is probably like so small when you see it, but when you play it, like, you can actually feel the smallest difference. Like, no joke, when you're playing you can feel the smallest difference, while when in real life on the video you really miss that. I mean, it doesn't really show. And so I guess my new point is, which is really not a valid point, but with auto enhancement and all the TV technology and whatnot, you can really play oh my god, that voice crack. You can really play 30 frames per second like 60 frames per second, but 60 frames per second versus 30 frames per second while you're playing it on a monitor will look a lot different, or feel I mean, it just looks laggier, but it feels like a lot different. It just feels miserable. And I did play this against bots, if you notice from the scoreboard, and that is actually not to drop my score while playing online, because obviously, and I had to do a fair comparison, so I couldn't go like one of them online, one of them not. I had to go both offline, and that's for a really good reason, and that is because I was lagging. I mean, it felt laggy AF. I mean, I don't know, on a console it looks a lot different. Why that is? Because of technology. It's not because it's 60 frames per second. Trust me, consoles are locked to 30 frames per second for two major reasons. One, because the console can't handle 60 frames per second, and two, because TVs can't handle 60 frames per second. And consoles also, I think, help with the enhancing of like the frames. But anyway, this is not my point. My point is 30 frames per second. My real point right now is, if you're gonna watch it on a video, 30 frames per second is a lot different than 60 frames per second while you're playing. But on a video, it's about the same thing. It doesn't feel different at all. That's on a video, but while you're playing on a computer, it will feel a lot different. So I guess that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Holy Grail.